SORM WEEKLY.
We have a jam-packed show. We hope you all enjoy it. Welcome to SORM Weekly this week with the news. This is CB. Our first one is we're on our third week back in the new year this week at SORM, and we're keeping busy with news and new projects, and we hope you all keep interested in them. And the second point is Steve has been working hard, as always, on high maintenance, fixing some old doors and some old bobs and bits. And our third one is Andrew has been working on some numerous media projects, including new SORM documentaries, which we'll find out about sometime if we ever find out. And our third one is there is a new brand being formed of some of the SORM staff, and we'll be revealing at some point when they start playing at gigs and releasing some music to keep your eyes peeled. They may feature on the show later this week, we hope. This is CB with the news this week.
Welcome to Business Graph.
Hi Chris, how are you doing today?
Good.
Good, it's nice to see you. I'm liking the look of that t-shirt today.
Thanks.
Where did you get that from?
Nate.
You got it from Neat?
Yes,
Right, and did someone make it for you?
I made it.
You made it? Right, so do you want to just show us a little bit of the front of the t-shirt? Wow, so is that a drawing on the front of the t-shirt?
Yeah,
And did you do the drawing on the front of the t-shirt?
yeah.
And then it got put onto a t-shirt for you? That's fantastic. I'd like to have one of those at some point. I think that's really cool. Makes it very original, doesn't it?
By the room, Bridget.
Yeah. So what's on the t-shirt then? What's on the drawing?
Bride and the groom.
Bride and a groom. So is it a wedding scene?
A wedding scene.
Oh, that's really good, Chris. You're very talented, aren't you? So can I ask you what you've been up to over the weekend, Chris?
On Saturday,
Yeah.
I got a new radiator done.
Right.
We've got a bit of language.
Okay.
Sunday, we do baking.
You've been doing some more baking.
Yeah,
Who have you been doing some baking with?
my mum.
With your mum.
We made a bouncy castle cake.
You made a bouncy castle cake.
Yeah.
And how do you make a bouncy castle cake then, Chris?
We get icy
Yeah.
to blue, the front,
Right.
the purple front,
hmm
the pink,
So pink and blue.
and the pipe to be blue.
Blue again. And how did you make it bouncy?
Because you get icy for making people.
Yeah.
You get stuck on the top of bounds.
And does it wobble?
You go
The cake?
bubble like this.
Oh, that's very creative.
Like
Do you
this.
have any pictures of the cake?
Yeah.
You do have some pictures of the cake?
Yeah.
Okay, so if Chris does have some pictures of the cake, we might be able to show some at the end of this section, might we?
Look, Google it, your computer.
Oh, so we can look at different bouncy castle cakes online?
Right.
Right, so we can see if we can find some and then we can show the viewers what you mean, can't we?
A good idea.
Right, is there anything else you want to mention this week, Chris?
You got news.
You got some news? Okay, and what's your news?
Chloe's birthday.
Right,
You want to come and bust the disco lights.
so there's going to be Chloe's birthday and there's going to be lots of disco lights and music. Right, and when's Chloe's birthday?
He asked Chloe on Monday, Tuesdays.
Right, okay.
And they say, you're buying my betting price ticket.
So is it going to be a party? And are you excited for the party?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds great. Right, well I think that's everything for this week. Is that right, Chris?
Yeah.
So should we do a big wave and a big goodbye for our viewers and see you next week?
Bye.
welcome to the interview question this week with CB, special guest Jolie.
Hello.
First question is, what was your last film you went to see at the cinema?
I actually can't remember. I don't think I've been to the cinema in over a year. But if I wanted to go see one now, it would probably be Spider-Man. Have you been to see it?
I mean, I've seen the Spider-Man and I've seen Kingsman 3.
Are they any good?
Yeah.
Good. I might have to go watch them.
Second question is, what hobbies do you have outside SORM?
I enjoy walking my dog. I like swimming. And that's kind of it. Yeah. I like ice skating, but I don't really do that much, so I won't class that as a hobby.
I like walking though. I like my walking with 2 dogs,
Yeah.
but I get a bit fed up walking in winter when it's all muddy and
My boots are absolutely ruined now. Yeah. Not the time of year to do it.
no. I should get a dog walker.
Yeah.
Our third question is, what's your new resolution? Do you have one?
My New Year's resolution would probably be to eat healthier, eat more fruit, vegetables.
Don't you do that anyway?
No.
Yeah. And our fourth question is, if you could compare yourself with any animal, which would it be and why?
I would probably compare myself to a turtle because I love swimming, I love the ocean, I love sea life, so yeah.
I think mine would be a dog because they like to sleep a lot, so I think that'd be me.
I can agree with that. I think if I want a turtle, definitely a dog. I really like my sleep.
And our fifth question is, what is your favourite food?
Well, I love a chocolate bar and I love pasta.
Yeah.
So that's why my New Year's resolution is to start eating more healthy foods.
Yeah. This is CB with the interview. Thanks to our special guest.
Thanks for having me.
What grind my gears this week is takeaways. We had takeaways this week, and it was nice not at all. People, they were not nice. People in my house had one, and they were all awful. You know, like the burger was awful. Everything was awful. We only ordered it, this particular takeaway, because Ash said, my mum said, well, we've had this takeaway before. It's, you know, we've got a discount. It's like whatever, it's like 20% or whatever. So we thought we'll go for this place. Ash said we've been to this place before, so we ordered it. Everything was awful. They had like bolognese pizza that was spicy. I didn't try it because I don't like bolognese pizza and it's too spicy. I ordered a chicken burger. It was alright. I ordered some onion rings. They didn't even bring some onion rings. That really grinds my gears. And the second one is cinema times. Why are the cinema times so rubbish? You know, this is what I want to go to the cinema this week to watch this particular film, and all the times are like 2 or 1 o'clock, and it's a bit late because these films are quite long. Why can't they have like lunchtime and then I can watch the film? I think they designed the film times around people at work, but what's about the other people that aren't at work at that particular time? You know, they have to think for both people. I think this really grinds my gears.
Welcome to this week's edition of Terps Sports with me, Patch, and CB. Again, this week we don't have Terps, unfortunately, but me and Connor are going to take over the show in Terps' absence. So, do you want to get us kicked off with the best goal, Connor?
Yeah. The best goal this week comes from the FA Cup between Liverpool versus Shrewsbury. Van Dijk scores a header from a corner by Robinson. It was a terrific pass and heads the ball in the bottom corner. What do you think?
Yeah, I've got to agree. I think Van Dijk is a unit of a centre-back, isn't he? He's a very strong player all round. Fantastic header. Robertson's delivery is just fantastic.
They call it the Rolls Royce.
Yeah, he's one of those players that comes round every now and again, like a full-back who's just got fantastic delivery. Luckily for Liverpool, they've also got Arnold on the other side, haven't they? Who can also do the same thing. But all in all, a really good goal.
And the best game this week is the FA Cup between Hull versus Everton. that was a terrific match to watch and lots of entertainment and end-to-end and lots of goals. A typical FA Cup game. What do you think?
Completely agree, CB. I was watching this one at home, and it was just the spirit was there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It brought the FA Cup alive again. Because I feel like in recent years with the FA Cup, a lot of the bigger sides in the Premier League act as if they don't really care about the FA Cup, and it's just a Mickey Mouse trophy, this, that, and the other. But I feel like the FA Cup is a very important trophy for all the teams in the Football League, and I feel like Hull gave it a really good go. And they could have got something out of the game, but I think, was it Townsend's strike at the death kind of finished Hull off. But fantastic game, really good game, and really captured the spirit of the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So I think we're just going to move on to Sky Sports News next, and we're just going to cut across to Terps, who's got the Sky Sports News story this week. So over to you, Terps.
Thank you, Pat and CB. This week's Sky Sports News is Newcastle losing to League One side Cambridge in the FA Cup. This has as a big upset, especially considering the Mega Money takeover and the new addition Kieran Trippier starting his first game for Newcastle. I'm sure Eddie Howe was less impressed with his side showing, and the pressure will be mounting as the weeks go on if the results don't start to come in for the tsunami. Back to you guys at the pitch side.
Thanks for that, Terps. It's an interesting story, isn't it? With Newcastle still managing to lose to a lower league team in Cambridge in the FA Cup. What are your thoughts on that, CB?
I think Newcastle need to calm down with all this stuff and just they've got one player, but they need to just just calm down with all the spending and just do it not so public and actually losing to Cambridge is quite funny because it just shows that Newcastle can lose any game if they put their mind to it.
Yeah, it really goes back to what we were just saying about the spirit of the cup. And a cup match, it doesn't matter if you're a Premier League team or a League Two team. Anybody can win in a cup match. It's completely different, isn't it?
Anyone can beat anybody.
Yeah, and I think Newcastle, like you just said, haven't really helped themselves. They've kind of piled the pressure on by having the huge takeover and then kind of flashing the cash and trying to say they're going to sign this person, that person, and the other.
And of course, we've got the other story about Philip Coutinho going to Aston Villa.
We do, and with yourself being lucky for you, being a Liverpool fan and seeing some of Coutinho's arguably his best years, because he's not had that great a time at Barcelona, to then see that player that you once loved come back to your second team that you really adore in Aston Villa, you must be very excited.
Well, I'm excited in both ways, but as a Liverpool fan, he frustrates me because he's injured a lot. He might play 10 games and 15 games he's out, so I liked him, but he was always injured. And the thing is, from a loyalty supporter, I was upset the way he left to go to Barcelona. So I have a little bit of that coming back to Villa. There's a bit of, I want him, but with what happened, it's hard to see having him back at Villa.
Yeah, I get your point there. It does come down to a loyalty thing. But at the same time, I feel like at that time in a footballer's career, Liverpool were kind of on the cusp but weren't quite making the Premier League title. Yeah. So I feel like he made that decision thinking Barcelona were a fantastic team at the time. If I go here, then I'm going to win those trophies that I want to win.
There's two ways of looking at it. I think with him going to Liverpool, I think Liverpool were a better team because of moving gone now, all around. Yeah. But I kind of want to say I told you so because all these top players always go to Barcelona and they don't do anything. So I kind of actually predicted he would go to Barcelona and do nothing.
Yeah, well, your prediction was right, and it's kind of sweet in a way, isn't it? Yeah. When a player like that does kind of leave.
It takes a lot of delight in it.
Yeah, well, exactly. So, shall we move on to the score prediction, CV?
The first one is Palace versus Liverpool. I think it's going to be 3-2. I don't want 3-2. I want it to be clean sheet, but I think it's the way Palace play. It's going to be open game, and there's going to be quite a few goals. And I think it'd be a hard one for Liverpool to come through. But I think with Jota, Fabinho, and Jota scoring twice, I think we'll just have enough to beat the Palace.
Yeah, I think since Patrick Vieira's taken over, there's been a different Palace that we're seeing at the moment. It doesn't seem to be the same pushover Palace that we've seen in recent years. I feel like under Roy Hodgson, Palace were difficult to beat at times, but never really posed a threat.
Yeah.
But under Vieira, they seem to be scoring goals. So even if they are losing games, they're still scoring like plenty of goals as well, aren't they? So I think it will be a difficult game.
The only thing I would say is we can't forget when Hodgson was in charge, when they went to Old Trafford and they beat Man United 3-1.
Yeah, and I mean in recent years as well, Liverpool, the title, potential title winning season, where Palace came back and made it 3-3 and kind of shattered your chances that year. But I think, yeah, I agree with your prediction there. I feel like it will be a close game, but I feel like Liverpool will come out on top because they are a stronger team. So over to the Man United versus West Ham prediction from myself. I think this is going to be a really tough matchup for a struggling Man United team who just can't seem to hit the ground running at the moment. I think Rangnick's come in and kind of ruffled a few feathers with these players who are on big bucks and aren't used to being told that they're playing badly. They kind of look like primary school children at the moment, don't they, some of them? They just aren't happy with what's obviously being said in training. I think we will 100% see multiple goals in the game. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw because I believe West Ham are a good side and potentially a better side than Manchester United at the moment. I feel like Ronaldo will get on the score sheet as usual, and at the moment, with how much McTominay is shooting from outside the box and the goals that he seems to be getting, I feel like McTominay might get on the score sheet as well for the Red Devils. What do you think of that, CB?
Well, of course, being a Liverpool supporter, I take any delight in United not doing well, being relegated. But I have to say I have a soft spot for West Ham, not because I'm a West Ham supporter, but I do have I've always had a soft spot for West Ham Chelsea. So I like West Ham. I like David. I'm not a David Moyes fan before, but I like David Moyes now. I didn't like him at Everton, not because he was the Everton manager. I just didn't like him. But I like Moyes. I think it might just be a Man United victory because of the being at Old Trafford. But I think West Ham always score goals. So I'm just edging 3-2 to the Red Devils.
Right, so 2 high-scoring games there, both 5 goals apiece, aren't they? Right, well, hopefully you're right. I'd like to see United win, but I'd like to see them win with a clean sheet. Realistically, we'll just have to see how it goes, won't we?
Yeah.
Right, so that's everything for Turf Sports this week. I've been Patch and this has been CB. Thank you for tuning in and we will see you all next week.
What we're doing, Connor?
We've got a joke for a week.
Who shall we get?
Lewis.
Let's go get him then.
Have you got a joke for a week, Lewis?
What do you call a woman with one leg?
Don't know, what do you call a woman with one leg?
Eileen!